The best anime of 2021. This anime has captivated me so much with just its first 2 episodes that I feel like I had to give it its own special spotlight. 2021 has just started, but already this season of anime is kind of stacked, and you have so much to choose from. But for me, there's one show that stands out the most. It has the potential to be the best of 2021, maybe even the best of the decade. The anime I am talking about is Ex-Arm. I'm sure you've already heard of it, as it's garnering a bit of a reputation recently from its first 2 episodes, and deservedly so, as this show has some of the best action scenes I've ever seen. The first episode shows a character in an intense gunfight, where she has to fight off countless waves of highly trained and armed men. But the way she is able to seamlessly evade and backflip over the flurry of bullets coming at her is truly a sight to behold. The fight choreography for this anime is truly spectacular and is something unseen, and is what the anime industry is thoroughly lacking. I'd say, however, the feature that really makes Ex-Arm stand out is its masterful and innovative artwork. The way they're able to place 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional characters in the same frame, as well as have them interact with each other, is done in such a creative way. You see, usually having 2D and 3D characters in the same scene can come across as awkward and stupid to look at. However, Ex-Arm has completely destroyed that notion, and has decided to become an innovator in its own field, taking the risk and being rewarded by the overwhelming amount of recognition they have received. Another feature of the artwork that I just had to mention are the characters' eyes. You know, I just love when characters go through a 5-minute conversation without blinking once. It really emphasizes how focused the characters are with the task they have to accomplish, and how attentive they are. I've heard comments about how the lack of blinking might look horrifying and makes the characters seem like lifeless Barbie dolls, but I think it's pretty well known that this artwork choice was done impeccably, and only serves to help display realistic character emotions. Now, I want to actually jump into the extremely well crafted and wonderfully made story so far. I had been on the edge of my seat ever since the main character Akira's mind was transported into a machine, and he had to defeat a sadistic villain that phases through walls very creepily and violently beats on women. However, the second episode is really where the story shines the greatest, with the introduction of Japan's futuristic KKK, who have the ability to explode themselves when the god calls on them. The introduction of a cult and the brilliant helicopter maneuvering in episode 2 are truly a blessing to the viewer, as this is an oddity anime that has never really been attempted or accomplished so beautifully. Another outstanding feature that Ex-Arm possesses is the ability for its characters to show little to no emotion or facial expressions on their face. And this may come across as lazy and hopelessly moronic. Viewers may see this as the animators not caring at all, but this was all meticulously calculated by the masterful minds of the animators to really express just how dire the situation is in the future with all these cults and people exploding. It is no wonder that the characters of the show would look so emotionless and mentally fatigued, to the point where they aren't able to move any parts of their face other than their mouths when speaking. It's truly a devastating effect that the world of Ex-Arm has inflicted, and that only gives further credit to the world building of Ex-Arm. You know, only one word can describe this: masterclass. I want to actually give a special mention to one of my favorite scenes in Ex-Arm, and probably the best scene I've ever seen in any anime or any form of media. It's the scene where Akira is kind of hovering with a monster-like hand, and there's like thunder and lightning crackling around him, and he's like kind of looking onward at surrounding destruction around him. Well, the visuals are outstanding, as you can see all the color out of the scene has been drained to highlight the devastation that is occurring, and definitely doesn't look stupid and nonsensical. The sound effects of the thunder crackling and the world around Akira calming down are done so well, It for sure doesn't sound like the thunder is the static from my headphones when I unplug them from my phone. And the world coming to its end in unison with the sounds of what seems like birds chirping is the perfect choice of music to help really set the mood of that scene. The highlight of the scene though are the facial expressions of Akira. You see, it may seem like Akira is smiling, and that the animators haven't bothered to change his facial expression from happy to sad, which only leads to confusion from the viewer and shows a lack of effort on their part. No, Akira's facial expression is actually kept this way to make us, the viewers, see Akira in a menacing fashion and to fear him. And I must say, it does an excellent job at that. But to really put the nail in the coffin, the director of Exarm decided he loved that glorious scene so much, just as much as I did, that he decided to include that scene at least twice in each episode so far, just so we can relive all the immaculate parts of the scene once again. Overall, Exarm is an anime that I believe has established itself already in just its first 2 episodes, and has made itself stand out so much that it's going to make it difficult to ignore the greatness we are witnessing. It seems like Crunchyroll have decided to start the year off right, and they've given us an anime that will go down in history and will never be forgotten. Thanks for watching.